Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where you guys are sharp. There is a brand new puzzle from Marty Sears called Please Ignore, and I've already got loads of recommendations for it. Most recently from Sudoku, who says that I think Sudoku had the honour of testing this puzzle and said it's absolutely magnificent. So I should definitely try it, and indeed that is what I'm going to do. It's very colourful. And it introduces a new concept called an inactive digit. So the inactive digit, I think we have to ignore for the purposes of the rules. And I will read you those rules in a moment or two's time. This puzzle, by the way, is only 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So a rare foray, perhaps, into the realms of approachability. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the solving. Now, what do I need to tell you about before we kick off today? The most important thing is that we released a bonus video on the channel this morning where Kurt Hugo Snyder, the epic musician, music producer, chess-playing polymath from the US, joined me to solve a 5-star, 5 out of 5 rated puzzle. And the video's cool in the sense that Kurt just completely and utterly crushes the puzzle. I mean, it's genuinely very impressive to see. It's the first time I've met Kurt too, and I really he's a bit of an icon of mine. So I had a lot of fun. I think Kurt enjoyed it as well, and yeah, it was just a really lovely thing for me. So yeah, definitely I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen, but do check out the video and have a go at the puzzle. It's Black Doom's puzzle, and it's a very nice one. Other news. Oh, bobbins. I haven't got my... well, I can tell you about it. Anyway, over on Patreon, we have got a brand new Sudoku hunt for the month of March. It's the March competition. It runs until the 20th. It is Nurikabi themed. It's by Blobz. Blobz, the creator of the Lord of the Rings hunt and the Hobbit hunt that have featured over on Patreon in the last few months. Much love has been given to those, and much love is also being garnered for the Nurikabi Sudoku hunt that is going on at the moment. So do check it out. It's not too difficult. You can do it. Loads of people surprise themselves by saying, well, I never thought I'd be able to do one of your competitions, and then I found I could. And it really gives them sort of a burst of adrenaline. So you can do it. Just have a go. It's over on Patreon right now. And the prize is going to be, well, somebody will be picked out of the hat. Somebody who manages to finish the whole thing will be given the chance to make a Sudoku video with me. So if you might like to do that, yeah, make sure you enter. Now, the other thing I've got is some birthdays to do. So let me look at my list and start by wishing Emma a very happy birthday. Your friend Pauline wrote to me, Emma, and told me that you've started your maths PhD, so proper mathematical ability there. I think you started it last September, and although you've been very busy researching, you are still making time to visit Pauline every week, and I can tell you that she really appreciates that. So Emma, I hope you have an absolutely epic birthday today, full of maths and chocolate cake. Next, Daryl. Daryl, you've turned a secret age today. What could that be in a secret squared year? We have a t-shirt about that, by the way. You also cheekily told me it was the 69th day of the year, Daryl, and you did correctly describe Cracking the Cryptics community as the best on the internet. It definitely is the best on the internet, and Daryl, many happy returns. I hope you get, I hope on your secret birthday you get a very substantial amount of heavily iced cake. Next birthday, we're going to go to New Zealand, where Kate, it's your birthday, and I know this because your fiance Abby wrote to us, and I think the two of you got engaged last month, the 2nd of February, if I'm not mistaken. And Kate, you introduced Abby to the channel. Thank you for doing that. And I am assured, Kate, that Abby is, well, either securing or making chocolate cake. It was a little unclear from Abby's email. So whichever of those it is, I hope it is brilliant quality. I'm sure it will be. And Kate, many happy returns. And then finally, Sarah. Sarah, you've turned 28 today, and I know this because your partner Sufi wrote to us. I think the two of you are going to the park today. There are plans for cake, I am assured, and I'm told that you're an avid watcher of the channel, Sarah, so I'm very delighted to hear that, and I hope that today is filled with an immense amount of fun and cake too. And with all that said and done, let's turn our attention to Marty Sears. Please ignore. And the rules are as follows. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Oh, I got an extra cell there. I didn't mean to. One digit from 1 to 9 to be determined is inactive and always gets ignored by any line it appears on. Region sum. Box borders divide blue lines into segments which each have the same sum, brackets not counting any inactive digits. The region sum may be different for different blue lines. So let's have a look at a blue line. These are all curly, these lines. Okay, so let's look at those. So what we're being told is absent, well, we're saying that the red digits, you add them up, and you should get the same total as adding up the yellow digits, and you should get the same total as adding up the green digits. However, if any of these segments contains the inactive digit, you don't count it when doing the sum. That is what we're being told. Now, next we have got RENBAN. All active digits on a pink line must form a non-repeating consecutive set. Right. So, I mean, let's ignore the inactivity, but if that's a 1, then this line has to contain 2, 3, and 4. They don't have to be in order, but they do have to be consecutive and non-repeating. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if that's inactive, you just ignore it, don't you? So the other 3 would have to be consecutive. That's very strange. But not as strange, probably, as NABNER lines. NABNER, of course, is a reversal of the word RENBAN, and it has the opposite rules. So any 2 active digits anywhere on a yellow line may not be consecutive or the same. So, for example, if this was a 2, let's ignore inactive digits or whatever they're called. If that's a 2, you can't put a 1 or a 3 anywhere on this line, because if, say, you put 1 there, then 1 and 2, obviously they are consecutive digits, so that's too naughty for words and you mustn't do it. And they are, I think, all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm going to start with something I noticed when I did the example there. I think that is a 6-cell segment. So let me just explain why that is ringing alarm bells for me. If there was no, I forgot the term. If there's no inactive digit on that segment, then the minimum sum of those digits is going to be the triangular number for 6, which is 21. Because, i.e., if we filled this segment with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, that would be the smallest total we could give it. But the problem with that is that this is a 2-cell segment, and there is simply no way to make that add up to 21. We don't have any strange doubling or anything in this puzzle. So what that means is, I think, I'm not even sure how useful, I know maybe it is a bit useful. It means that something here, one of these 6 digits, is ignored. Now, therefore, these digits are not, hang on, I'm going to have to find a colour to do this actually. So I'm going to use red, I think. So there is a naughty old digit, a naughty old red digit on that line. I'm going to use green for normal. And I'm going to say those 2 are green as a result of that. Because whichever is the naughty digit here, let's imagine that the other digits, which are therefore counting digits, are all as low as possible. Well, then we're looking at the triangular number for 5, which is 15. So I know that this domino adds up to 15, and if I was to ignore one of its cells, I couldn't write 15 into the other cell. So that's both of these count, and they are at least 6, because we can't put 5 and 10 into 2 cells in Sudoku. Now that doesn't tell us whether we've got an inoperative digit here. No, it doesn't, does it? Okay, so... Right, okay, so I'm going to change tack slightly, I think. And I'm going to look at box 5, where I notice Marty's trying to be very cute with this, but I can see what you've done here, Marty. Marty, this wiggly line you've drawn, it definitely covers the whole of this box, doesn't it? Well, it does. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So we're going to be able to use the secret, I think. Let me just divide this up and try not to make a mess of it. Okay, so I think those are the segments. Now, why am I talking about the secret? Well, it's because I know what, absent inactivity and idleness, I do know what those digits add up to in box 5 because of the Sudoku secret, something I share with only my very favourite people. If you're watching this, of course you're one of my favourite people. I'm going to tell you the secret. The secret is that that box sums to the triangular number for 9, which is 45, because the rules of Sudoku tell us that the digits 1 to 9 will appear once each in this box. So this box adds to 45, but one of the digits in this box is inactive. Now, we now know that that inactive digit is one of 3 digits. How do I know that? Well, because the active digits in here have to be divisible by 4, don't they? But because, let's say this sums to x. No, let's be precise. The active digits in yellow sum to x. Then we know the active digits in orange, purple and green also sum to x. In other words, the sum of the active digits in that box is 4x, which is clearly a multiple of 4. So given that we've got 45 as the total for all the digits, we've got to reduce that by making one digit inactive but leaving a multiple of 4. We're either going to be 1, 5, or 9 are going to be the digits that we're going to have to remove. So, and that's going to leave behind segments that so if 1 is the inactive digit, then each segment, each active or the active part of each segment will add up to 11. If 5 is the inactive digit, then it'll be 10. And if 9 is inactive, it'll be 9. So isn't the inactive one? I feel like it's always in those 3 digits. I mean, certainly if it's 11, I can't write 11 into any of these cells. It's the same with 10. If the inactive digit was here and this was meant to sum to 10, then I can't just write 10 into a thing. But if the inactive digit is 9, then the segment has to sum to 9. So if that was a 9 and this segment was meant to sum to 9 with active digits, I'd have to write another 9 in there. Right, so this segment contains the naughty old digit. I'm going to actually get rid of the colours there because it's going to confuse me otherwise. So there is a naughty old digit in here. These are all green. And each segment is adding up to 9, 10 or 11, depending on what the inactive digit is. Oh, hang on, that's huge. Oh, is it? Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. So now, okay, well, 15 is not a valid total for any of these segments. So, I mean, imagine these were all green digits. They would, the minimum sum they could have is 15, which is too big. So something is inactive there. And the other 4 digits, this takes 9 out, doesn't it? So the other 4 digits that are going to be active on this line will have a minimum sum of 10 if they were 1, 2, 3, and 4. So hang on. So what are we left with? Okay, we're left with these being green, which might actually be useful. Now, so one of these is inactive, and we've now worked out 9 is an impossible total because there are 4 active digits here. So 9 is always active in the puzzle. And either 1 is inactive, and no, 1 is not inactive, because that's beautiful. Because if 1 is inactive within that 5-cell segment, the active digits would be 2, 3, 4, and 5, which sum to 14. And that's not right, because if 1 is inactive, we're meant to be summing to 11 with the active digits on this line. So the inactive digit, the naughty old digit in this puzzle, is 5. And, right, so this does become, after all that, this does become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because there's an inactive 5, and we know from this box, once 5 is inactive, the active digits sum to 40. So each segment, there are 4 segments, must sum up to 10. So I've got 10 active digits there, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the inactive naughty old 5. So 5 in this row is down there and is inactive. But it's definitely not there. Because I can't write 10 onto this segment. This segment sums to 10. So that's definitely wrong. So there's an inactive 5 on a 4-cell RENBAN. These add up to 10. Yeah, I don't know whether we can actually deduce much about that. What about those squares then? They are 6, 7, 8, and 9, aren't they? One of those is NABNER. Yeah, these 2 digits are active because, again, it's just constant inactivity, isn't it? 5 is just the inactive digit for the whole puzzle now. Yeah, 5 is that inactive digit. So there is an inactive 5 on there. Okay, but what I was thinking is the minimum sum of this would be 13. So I can't put a 5 here as an inactive digit and write 13 into the other cells. See, this has got to be real digits. And in fact, yeah, there's a problem here, isn't there? Because if this is really weird, but I don't think 9 can be in this domino, which means which means 8 must be. The reason I don't think 9 can be in here is I was thinking about how we would make this domino work with 9. If this was 9, 8, 17, this would have to be 9, 8. If this was 9, 7, 16, there's only one way to make that, which is 9, 7 below it again. Now, if this is 9, 6, that is 7, 8, and they are consecutive, which they mustn't be. So there is no 9 on there. Now that means there is a 9 on the NABNER, which means there is no 8 on the NABNER. I almost said the RABNER. So this is either 9, 7. Oh, I see. No, that's beautiful. It can't be 9, 7. Because if this is 9, 7, this is 8, 6, which is 14. And that couldn't be 8, 6, so it would be 5, 9. But 5 is a naughty old digit and doesn't count. So this segment would add up to 9 only, and that's not any good. So this is 9, 6. This is 7, 8. So this has to be another way of making 15 that isn't 7, 8. That must be 6, 9. Oh, bobbins, this isn't going to go anywhere, is it? I can feel I can feel the Dementor looming over me, sucking the joy out of this corner of the puzzle as I realise I can't do anything with it. No, I've got no clue how to do that. Okay, so let's try something else. What about... Do we have to have either inactive here or somewhere on here? I don't know. We know those digits sum up to 10, but they may include a 5. And we know these digits sum up to at least 15, don't we? Although now we know that 5 is inactive. So does that increase? Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah. The minimum value now of the correct digits on this 6-cell segment is 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, because we can't make that add up to 15 anymore. So that takes 6 out of here. It means 9 is in this domino. It's either 9, 7 or 9, 8. And so, yeah, oh no, it doesn't do anything. So what I was going to say is that the active digits on here are now either 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Which means that 8 and 9 are definitely here. And I was going to say, aha, and that places 9 in column 1, but it actually doesn't at all, does it? Okay, both of those are real. We can't make 10 in one digit. Both of these are real. Oh, wait a moment. Hang about. Right. Look at Marty here. I have got 3 high digits there. I want to look at that domino. Now that domino is a domino that sums to 10. So it must have a high digit in it and a low digit. By a high digit, I mean a digit higher than 5. So it's either going to be, well, it's not 1, 9 or 6, 4, but it's going to be either 2, 8 or 3, 7. But that's making a sort of virtual quadruple in the row of all the high digits. Because between these 4 digits, we're going to use up the 6, the 7, the 8, and the 9. So we know that this domino, that must be a low digit. That must be a low digit, not a 1, because this would be a 9. So that is 6, 7, or 8. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9, I think. And okay, and here we have a low digit and an inactive naughty digit. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But the 5 is ignored for the purposes of the RENBAN. So let's say... So hang on, how does that work exactly? All active digits. So the 5 breaks the sequence then. Okay, because you can't... I think the way I read the rules, and I hope this is correct, it says all active digits must form a non-repeating consecutive set. So imagine 6 was on this line. That's not going to work because 5 is inactive, so it doesn't count, and 4 and 6 are not consecutive. I don't think the rule is saying 4 and 6 can be treated as consecutive because you sort of see through the inactive digit. I think it's saying that the digits that are remaining have to be consecutive. So I think these digits have to be low. They have to be from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which does nothing. Ah! Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. 9 in this box is now in one of those 3 cells. Is that useful to her? If 9 on the NABNER's doing the least damage it can possibly do. That NABNER's jolly long. No, well, okay, there's got to be some inactivity on this. You can't have, that's a 6-cell NABNER. They don't exist in the wild. You know, they might exist in Sudoku Jurassic Park, but only after a lot of genetic modification. Why do I say that? Well, let's think about the digits 1 to 9. We know this line contains no repeated digits and no consecutive digits. So the best you can ever do in the normal wild, not the Jurassic Park wild, is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So that's a 5-cell NABNER. But here you can't even have that because 5 doesn't count. So hang on. Any 2 active digits may not be consecutive. So, right. Okay, so I think... So here's the question then. Given that Marty has cunningly selected 5 as one of the digits that are inactive on this line, or as the digit that is inactive. Yeah, I mean, there must be something must be inactive here, because otherwise, because this can't be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So something is inactive there, definitely, which means these are real. But I want to say that this is I want to say this is a 5. It is a 5. Because if it wasn't, what would the implication of that be? If this wasn't a 5, we would be saying that there are 5 digits on this RENBAN, because there's only 1 inactive digit in box 9, which is the 5. If this wasn't a 5, there would be 5 active digits, non-repeating active digits on this NABNER. And we know that the only 5 digits you could have that are non-consecutive in Sudoku are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, which is not a valid option on this line because 5's been meddled with. It's been genetically deformed. So that is that my... Oh my goodness, that's my first digit in the puzzle. Wow, okay, that's unimpressive, isn't it? Sorry. But anyway, now 5 is here. So 5, okay, I'm getting some 5s as a result of this. That seems to have to be a 5, and that isn't. So that loses its colour, if not its religion. 5 has to be there, look, in the middle section of the grid. So these become green. In fact, look, loads of the puzzle's going to become green now. This is probably going to be useful. Oh, yes. Look, I get a 5 just by Sudoku in box 3. So these ones all lose their colour. Those lose their colour. So there's a 5 in one of those. Let's try and keep track of that. There's a 5 in one of these. There's no 5 in there, look, so we can do a little bit better. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Oh, I thought maybe we were going to get some sort of low quadruple, but no. Okay. But what is that doing then? So these 3 digits are 3 digits that are lower than 5, and selected from 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they always include 2 and 3. So doesn't that make that a 4? That seems fairly reasonable. They've got to be consecutive. So that's a 4. That's a 6. That's not a 4 anymore. That's not a 6 anymore. Right. Okay, I think that feels reasonable. So this becomes a 1, 2, 3 triple. Right, so okay, so these squares are 7, 8, 9, but 2 of those are on the NABNER, so they've got to be kept apart. So we're going to leave the 8 off the NABNER, and that digit's now got a lot of options. Well, no, that's not true. It's 1, 2, 3 or 4. It can't be 6 or 8, or it would be consecutive with 7 or 9. And it can't be 5, apparently, so it's very, very low. Oh, I feel like I'm missing something here. Wait 1 second, let me think about this. What's going to happen next? Yeah, I see. These digits are now normal digits. They're green. And they can't be from the 7, 8 set, because 7, 8 and what would be a consecutive set. So these are from the lower than 5, which means they include 2 and 3. No. Okay, that might not be what we were meant to do. Those ones, do we know about those? I know they add up to 10. I don't know, actually. Okay, sorry. Let's try something else. Let's try... Maybe this line is still in play, is it? I don't think it's going to be quite as good, though. Because what we're looking for now is 4 non-consecutive digits, never including a 5. Right, so what we can say there is if we think about the parcel of digits 1, 2, 3 and 4, I'm going to have to pick 2 of those, aren't I? And I'm going to have to pick 2 of... Yeah, I see. So I am going to have to do that, and I'm going to have to pick 2 of the digits 6, 7, 8 and 9, because if I pick 3 of the digits 6, 7, 8 and 9, I'm going to end up with a consecutive pair. So the 4 counting digits here are 2 that are lower than 5 and 2 that are higher than 5. But something I've just noticed is that whatever I select as my options there, what I leave behind has to actually be consecutive. So if we think about the lower parcel, the 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s, I can't take, for example, 4 and 2 out, because that will leave 1 and 3 for one of these lines which are not consecutive. So the only way this will work is if the NABNER is filled with 1, 4, 6, 9, and these digits are the sort of middly digits that can be consecutive. So 2, 3, 7, 8. So 8 is over there, which means 7 is over here. Oh, bobbins. No, this is good. No, this is lovely, actually. Because, look at those digits. I know there's an 8 in here. There must be. So there is no 8 up there. So this is 16 is the total for this line, which means this line, which has a 5 on it, and 5 digits that must add to 16, they must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 in toto. So these digits are 7, 8, 9. And there's a 7, 8, 9 triple there, so that's not 8. Ooh, now. Okay. What does that mean? I don't know. These digits are Well, 9 has to be in one of the... Oh, 9 I can place. Sorry, I hadn't seen this, but 9 is there. 7 is in one of these by Sudoku. And the other digits are 1, 4, 6, 5, aren't they? Let's actually just sketch those in. 1, 4, 5, 6 then. So these digits here are 1, 4, 6. Well, oh, I see. So where's 7 and 8 in the bottom row is a very sensible question, and the answer is there. Right, so this one, this segment here, which adds up to 10, remember, is not now involving 7 or 8, so it is either 6, 4 or 1, 9. And there's a sort of virtual 6, 9 pair between those three digits. Because imagine this is a 9, then this will have to be 4, 6. And if this is a 6, this will have to be 1, 9. So that's definitely not 6. And that's going to be very useful for the following reason. Come on, brain. Think of a reason. Oh dear. I don't know. Those two digits add up to 10. Those two digits add up to 10. Oh, nearly. Well, there's a 3-digit segment there that adds up to 10 because it doesn't include the naughty digit. So, but if imagine that didn't have a 1 in it, it would have to be 2, 3, 5, which it can't be. So there is a 1 in that segment, definitely. And that doesn't do anything. So there's a 1 and 2 digits that add up to 9. And what's this segment? The answer is we don't. Well, we know it's 16, but we don't know whether it includes the naughty digit. If that was a counting digit, 10. Ah, I see. Yeah. Imagine this was green. Then, in this box, I've got 4 greens and another 3 greens that sum up to 10 plus 16, 26. That's not going to work, because that's going to make those have to add up to 19. And actually one of them would be a non-count. Well, it doesn't matter, but you can't make 2 different Sudoku digits add up to 19. So that's got to be the 5. That's the naughty one. This is a nice one. That's not naughty anymore. Which I don't think that's doing anything. I'm sorry. No, what I was about to say isn't true. 6. 6 is in one of those squares in box 5. So 4 is either here or it's in that domino. No, that doesn't do it either. I must be missing an implication of one of these clever little rules. Which clever little rule is it that I'm missing? I don't know yet. Whatever is... This has got 1 or 4 on it. And that digit is going to get thrown in this box into this domino, isn't it? So these squares here don't include 6. I mean, we can see that from the bottom row. So this is 1, 4, 5. No, that's not it. I've got a little NABNER here, but surely that can't be in play. And I've got another little NABNER here. But unfortunately, I've got the 5 to deal with there as well. And those 3 digits add up to 16, don't they now? But without using a 1 or a 5. No, I don't think that's under pressure. Okay, so it's something else. Where is it? Where is it we're meant to look? Any ideas? I've got nothing. I've got nothing here. Oh, there is a 789 triple. Have I been aware of that at any point? I'm not sure what I am. So this digit is low. Yeah, that's got to be a low digit by Sudoku in row 5, which means if that's low, this is high. So this is not 2 anymore. This is 6, 7, or 9. But yeah, that's fine, but it's not actually, it's not reducing the options, is it? Okay. Okay, so what is it then? 8 is in one of... Oh, I see. I can place 8 in this box because of this 789 triple. So 8 goes at the top. I don't think that's going to be helpful. This digit is low by column 9 logic. But I don't see how to use that. Right, what about... That digit is in one of those 2 positions, and therefore in one of those 3 positions. Again, it's not quite enough. Let's... Oh, I know, 8. Where's 8 in this box? It can't go on the 3-cell segment that adds up to 10, so that's an 8. This is not an 8 anymore, so this is not a 2 anymore. Ah, the 8 at the bottom is done. 8, 7, 9. Aha, that's big. 9, 7, 7, 8. That must be a 1. Okay, so 1 and 9 come out of these squares. 1 comes out of this square. Is that doing anything magical? Maybe. I don't know. That's no longer a 1, so that's no longer a 9. Can we do anything else here? I have got quite a lot of digits now in column 4. Look, 2, 3... that's not 9 actually. Oh, there we go. Lovely. That being 1, 9 makes this 4, 6. That's going to be huge. So 9, 6. I say it's going to be huge. It's definitely going to be huge. This is now a 1 or a 5. 6. Oh no, hang on. Is it not going to do anything? Maybe it's not. I mean, Kurt would use uniqueness at this point and say that's not a 4-6 pair. And the reason, by the way, is that if this was a 4-6 pair, there would be no way that the internal logic of the puzzle would determine whether the 4s went there or the 4s went there. These would always be 4 and 6 in both their boxes, 4 and 6 in both their columns, and 4 and 6 in both their rows. So there would be 2 solutions to the puzzle. Now, Marty never does 2 solution puzzles. No, I should not have said that, because Marty will now do something insane. That's... Yeah, Marty can be relied upon for that. Oh well, hang on. Now I've got distracted thinking about puzzles with 2 solutions. Right, so what's... No, we still don't know what the dominant... There's going to be 2 digits here that add up to 9 that are not 1, 8 and 4, 4, 5. So they're either 2, 7 or 3, 6. But I don't think I know which. Wow, okay. These squares? Let's have a quick look at them. 1, 2, 3 and 9. That's not 1 or 9. That is 2 or 3. That's not 9. 2 of these are... Well, if this digit was 2 or 3, we would be in trouble on the NABNER. So that's not 2 or 3. That's 1 or 9. And if it's 1, that would have to be 3, and there would be no fill for this square. Whatever we chose of 2 or 4, it would break. Wow. So that's a 9. Now, is that going to do us some good? Yeah, that places 9. Oh, that is quite useful, because that 9 is right at the top. It can't go on this 3-cell segment, but remember this segment adds up to 16. So these 2 digits add up to 7, and they're not 1, 6, and they're not 2, 5, so they are 3 and 4. And, okay, that's going to make this is not 1, 3, 6 now, this is 1, 2, 7. And that digit in the middle is a 6. And that means that's a 6 and that's a 4. So this is not a 6, this is not a 6. This is the 6-4 pair in the middle. Finally. So that's 6, that's 4. Now what else is that doing? That is doing more things. That's 4, that's 3. That's not 3, so that's not 7. This isn't 8 actually either, so that's not 2. So this square here, well, neither of those are 4. This is 1, 2 or 7, but it's not, it can't be 1, 9 into this domino. It can't be 2, 8, so it must be 7, 3. This is 2, this is 8. That digit there is a 1. And that's 2, 7, so this is 1, 3, so this is 2. 2 can't go next to... That is right, isn't it? Yeah, that NABNER is definitely going there. It does look yellow to me. So that must be a 4. That's all it can be. And that's really good, because we know that's a consecutive sequence. So there's now no 1 on this. So it's 2, 3, 4. Chance of a 3 in the corner. 4 comes out of these squares, which become 1, 6. So the 5 goes there, look. That becomes 4. Gets uncoloured. The 5, okay, so neither of those are now naughty. Now, has that tidied everything up? He says, trying to... Yeah, 2 here. Remember, these are consecutive, aren't they? So they've got to be 8 and 7 now. And this is 2 and 3, which does the 1 and the 3 in the row. These are 7 and 8 by Sudoku. These are 1 and something. Oh, 1 and 5. So 1 and the naughty digit. That's not 4. Oh, there's a 7, 8, 9 triple in column 3. So that's got to be a 6. That's a 9. Okay. So 6 now is in one of those two cells. Which, yeah, that's fine, isn't it? Yeah, that is fine. I was thinking about what we needed, but this line has always been, or for most of the solve, has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, there's an X-wing of 7s there, so we can't have any more 7s here. Otherwise, we'd have 3 7s in 2 rows. Think about those 2 rows together. How many 7s are there in 2 rows of a Sudoku? Well, the answer is 2. There's 1 in that row, and there's 1 in that row. But there's 1 in that domino, and 1 in that domino. So if either of those were a 7, I'd have 3 7s in 2 rows, so that's not right. So it goes 8, 9, 7, 7, 8, 1, 2, and 6 across the top. Oh, okay, 9 and 7. I'm going to back out of that. 7 and 2, 1, 3, and 4. Along row 2, 1, 3, and 4. 1. Ah, it's still being recalcitrant. Naughty puzzle. Oh, this must be done. Yeah, I've got a 6 there, so I get a 6 in the corner, a 1 here, a 1 here by Sudoku. Okay, and in the top row, what do I need there? 1, 2, 6. I know that's not 6. Good grief. Okay, this 3 is helpful. 2, 3, 2, 3. So these, this becomes 1, that becomes 2. That's fine on that yellow NABNER thing. Now, have we, that 2 is nice, so that's a 6 apparently. Which means that's the 6. Okay, so that's not the naughty digit. The naughty digit, oopsie, the naughty digit is definitely a 5. I must know where it goes now. 3, 4, and 5 to place in these squares. Is Marty going to come up with some ludicrous finish? I'm sure that is very possible. That NABNER's fine. 7, 1, 5. That's never going to be a problem. Oh, 1 here. Okay, so this is 2, 3. So this becomes 1. Oh, there's a 1, 5 pair in column 3. So that's not 5. That's a natural digit. Let's make it natural. It's 3 or 4. And that means the only place for 5 now, apparently, is this square. So that is the idle digit, or what was it? The indolent digit, the inactive digit. So that's no longer inactive, or 5. And we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in that column. Oh no, hang on, what's going on? Hang on. No. What is going on? Hang on, what is going on? This must be done. Sudoku must just finish this off, and I just can't see where. Is it? If that's what? Oh, hang on. What were we saying? No, these had added up to 10, which they have done. That's nothing to do with Sudoku. I am getting confused. My brain is not telling me what is going on. Naughty brain. Where? Oh, I see. No, it's fine. It's Sudoku. That 4 is doing things. So 3, 4. 4, 3. That 3 does 3. That does 2. Right. Oh, lovely. There we go. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. So that's a 1. That becomes 5. So that's 5, 5, 1. 1, 2. And that's the finish of the puzzle. We can just clear. Oopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. I want to just clear the. Make those green. Make those red. And that is a very pretty puzzle indeed. Is it correct? Yes, it is. Very nice. No rude messages at the end. And yeah, just a lovely classic Marty Sears puzzle with brimming with ideas, wasn't it? I love this sort of squelch shape in the middle, and the fact that we had to do a bit of Jurassic Park DNAing on this NABNER was really cool, actually. I like the fact that you then knew what was left over on it too. It's beautiful puzzle from a very, very good constructor. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.